And so how did you sort of set about putting it all together in your head in terms of how you would play this woman?
I got them to give me as much footage as they possibly can of her.
Oh, right.
And I mean, there isn't very much, but there was enough. She's done various interviews. She's dead now, but there were various interviews that she'd done. Because I wanted to try and get the voice right, which was quite tricky because she came from Eastbourne, which is just a few miles from where I was born and brought up. So it's a Sussex accent, which is my natural accent.
Oh, right.
But then,
of course, that's handy.
But it's a period Sussex accent.
Oh, wow.
Which is ever so slightly different. And then on top of that, they all in those days tried to speak well. So it was a mixture of stuff. It was really fascinating.
So a posh period.
Posh
Sussex,
period Sussex.
excuse me.
Yes. Posh, but also with the, so she'd say things like, oh, and the Sheikh of Araby,
Oh,
Araby,
really?
yeah. And then the next minute she'd be very much like that, trying to be posh.
Oh, gosh.
So it was it was weird. But it's great fun to do that sort of stuff. I find that, exhilarating.
Yeah, exactly. So when is it set? Is it set across a number of years?
Yeah, so it starts in 1967 and goes on till 1984, which is when he died.
To the end, yeah.
Yeah.
And is it told in flashback, or is it?
No.
So it's just.
No,
Okay.
it's quite linear actually.
Right.
In fact, it is completely linear. So it's just getting the characters as they changed, the people as they changed. So great prosthetic jobs going on with David and.
Yeah, I mean, so he to me, I mean, he's a great character actor, isn't he?
Yeah.
He can really
Wonderful.
does inhabit. So
Yes.
what was it like playing opposite him? Was it-
And we've worked together before, so
have you?
yeah. So I knew that we get on anyway, and in this was just, it was fantastic, because we both wanted to get it right, and we both felt quite passionately about the project. So
Yeah.
it was quite a serious shoot. By that, I don't mean that there weren't any laughs, because there were plenty, but it was a case of all of us really feeling strongly about it.
And is that because this is a real life person who, despite faults, people loved?
Yes, and it's quite tricky, because if you are trying to be truthful, what you don't want is you don't want to do a hatchet job, but at the same time you don't also want to rosy it all up.
No,
you've got to
find us. There's got to be a story in it.
There's got to be a story, and I think they've done it in a very subtle way. So I think the audience are aware of what the pitfalls and the problems were, without being disrespectful to the legend.
Yeah.
I hope that's what I think, and I hope people will think that too. But of course, not all of them will.
No. And so where did they meet?
Oh, they met in Ensa. They met during the war.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So when he was doing the entertainment stuff.
Yeah, and she was too, because she was.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she was a performer as well.
Oh, okay. Was she like a singer and dancer?
Singer and pianist. And,
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so was it love?
She thought she was marvellous.
Oh dear. Oh God.
Yeah, that's all in the film though.
Is it? Oh,
yeah,
so we get.
yeah.
So you're doing some singing and.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
How was that?
Great fun.
Have you done that?
Yeah, I've been
You've
done musicals.
Yeah,
and
you've
things,
done.
so,
Yeah.
So that's. But I haven't not for a long time. So that was.
So, but then I'm sort of getting you had to sing badly. Was that the idea?
No, she sang
it's
all
just-
right, but she was better. She thought she was better than she probably was, And she recognised that very early on, and that's why she then became. It was all about promoting Tommy.
Yeah.
So she,
right.
So she went on the road with him as his assistant.
Oh, I see.
But
right.
she absolutely worked out his routines with him. She'd say that doesn't work. That's not funny.
Gosh.
That is, So
So
she's very hands-on.
So she's very instrumental in his success then.
Yes, very.
Wow. So that's all in the film as well,
Yeah.
is it? That,
Yeah.
How she
Yeah.
helps him along.
Oh yeah, and she times him. And she says too long, no, not funny. And I think that we only met because they're all dead, unfortunately. We only met the daughter, Vicky.
Oh, right. You were going to ask about the children.
Yes, the
There's three, aren't there? 3 children?
2.
Oh, 2 is it?
Yeah, the son died.
Oh, right.
And Vicky's the only one left, and we did meet her. So we got you know, from the horse's mouth, as it were, we got some bits and pieces.
And what did she think about the idea of having this done? Because some families get a bit...
I think she was wary, but they were great because Left Bank, because they kept her completely in the loop, completely in the loop.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to, haven't you?
Yes, and you know, she knew that they were trying to be respectful about it all. But she didn't want to come on set and see anything because I think she'd have found that too upsetting.
Yeah, because I imagine there are parts of this which would be upsetting for her,
Yeah.
because she must have known
Yeah.
that, I mean, what sort of things were going on between them?
Well, they were violent with each other for a start.
Really? Gosh.
And the kids were all part of that. They saw all of that going on. And but they both, you know, Dove, my character, gave back as good as she got, that's for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he describes her as the sort of person who kills first and asks questions later.
Blimey, right.
So she was a right one.
And so, do we get to see this? I mean, so you and David sort of...
Oh yeah, we're rolling around.
Really,
yeah.
rolling around?
Rolling around on the towpath by Hammersmith Bridge.
Rolling around on the towpath.
Kicking shit out of each other. Yeah.
Really? So is that based on any fact? That
Yes.
on the towpath, the Hammersmith Bridge?
Well, that was their local pub, you see. So they used to go there and get absolutely hammered. And she was a real alcohol. She was a drunk. She was an alcoholic. And a nasty drunk at that.
Oh, really? So what did she do? She just suddenly...
She'd just get very leery and aggressive, and she could be great fun, but it could turn, you know, and then she could get quite nasty.